Today's episode is a very, very important topic. We're going to get into that in 1 second. Quick shout outs before we start: urbanartistry.org, Instagram, Urban Artistry DC. Check out Funk and Focus Instagram. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Funk and Focus YouTube Live, Future Assassins Instagram Live for the series. Again, this is all about dialogue, community building, and topics that we want to get some insight on and some growth in. So, so basically, today I am going to talk about the topic of dancers that pop versus poppers that dance. I'm a little bit irritated that I even have to talk about that topic, given the fact that it seems like common sense to me and to other people, but the way that we're going with popping, like if we don't start talking about these things, popping will die out. You know, I believe it will die out, and we got a lot of things going on that we can fix, and they're not hard to fix, but the more we talk about it and the more people are aware of these things, the better off we'll be. So I got some big issues that I'm just going to bring up right off the top. I'm tired of a few things. Okay, I'm tired of poppers that think that popping technique is superior to any other technique of any other dance style. I'm tired of people dancing in small teeny circles, only using their fingers and digits, and finding no place for, you know, some funk and some groove and some party and some diving into the music and the spirit of dance. I'm tired of people not really dancing to the music. I'm tired of poppers that aren't open to other styles of dance, that refuse to do another style because that's not popping. Popping's better. Well, guess what? If we keep treating popping like it's some superior thing, like it's the ballet of the urban dance world because we have so much technique, and then all the other dances will just surpass us. Okay, I see a few things happening. I see turfing, crumping, juking, flexing. I see these are the dances that people really want to do. All the young kids want to do that. You know, imagine these are black dances, right? So imagine growing up being a black kid, seeing popping now today, and you see people standing in a circle just going like this the whole time, and just creating strings and concepts, and in their concept world, in their technique world, in the perfect dime stop world. That shit ain't funky. That shit ain't funky. Nobody's gonna wanna. These young black kids don't want to be a part of that. Like that doesn't relate to them. They don't relate to that. That doesn't remind them of anything they saw their parents doing. You know, like the funk is dying. You know, and we got people talking about, oh, these superior techniques, the superior dime stops, these are, you know, popping has evolved. Well, I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure that popping has evolved over the years. I see information being spread globally now. That's easier to get information. So we have more ability to learn more techniques. But what about the evolution of the character of the style, the evolution of the tradition of being yourself, the evolution of, you know, making your body look like the music? What about our personal evolution in 2018 and the styles that we see and the styles we're inspired by, and putting that with popping and saying, now we have something new. This is our chapter of popping. You know, there's a lot of things going on where today is an era of specializing, right? People are specializing in styles. These are the poppers that dance, right? These aren't the dancers that pop. Poppers that dance are people that learn technique and learn foundations so much that they forget about freedom. They forget about the music. they forget that dance is expression, right? Dancers that pop are people that are just movers, people that hear sounds, move their body to it, and put whatever movement they want into that. So when we think about the dances traditionally, people were dancers. They didn't think, oh, I'm only a boogaloo in Oakland. They didn't think, oh, I'm only a popper, or, I'm only a pop locker. People thought, well, these are the dances we do in our city. And I might mix some martial arts with mine, and I might mix something I saw in a movie or a cartoon with mine. These childlike imaginations and people being free to put into the dance what they wanted. There's a thin line between like respecting the style for what it is and the traditions, and also losing yourself in that process, and losing expression in that process. So the poppers that dance aren't thinking about expression. The poppers that dance aren't thinking about freedom and music. And I think a great direction is to be this idea where you just think, I'm a dancer. I'm a dancer and I pop, or I'm a dancer and I also lock. I'm a dancer and I also juke. Thinking like that keeps things open. It still keeps the ability to, have certain styles that you do. Okay, I'm a dancer, but I pop sometimes. I'm a dancer, I lock sometimes. You can still categorize, you can still specialize in things, but you're a dancer first. You're not a stylist first. When we can think about being a dancer first and a stylist second, that's where the growth starts to happen. That's when you can really start to build and feel good about what you're doing, and feel open, and not feel like you're just trying to do something and it doesn't feel right on your body. People that dance first find movement that feels right on their body. Then the movements of popping can slowly come in. That stuff can slowly mix in, right? So I think this idea that you hear sound, you adjust to it, you start moving your body, and the sound creates the technique. We got to get out of this idea that technique and foundation is the most important thing about popping. And we're so evolved because our dime stops are so great now, and our vibrations are better, and all of these like animation things that are amazing. But if they're not done to the music, what does it really mean? It just means you're demonstrating movement. You're demonstrating something you've practiced. That's all that means. And like I've said in the past few episodes, people that demonstrate technique make people that demonstrate technique literally make people say this. When I watch someone with good technique, this is exactly what I do. I go, oh, cool. Oh, that looked cool. I like how that looked good. That looked nice. That was clean. That was a good illusion. Fixed points, dime stops, shakes, vibrations. All these things, we have to train ourselves to do it. It looks cool, but how much do you feel it? And how much is it connected to what you're hearing in the song? See, what's happening is like dancers that pop are more tuned into the spirit of the dance. The spirit of the dance is you, right? That's what you're expressing. That's what you're saying as an artist. That's where your true power and you channeling something comes in. People say dance is spiritual. Well, I think it should be for poppers too, because we're dancers. We're not just poppers. We should be dancers first. Being spiritual with dance can be different for different types of people, right? It has to do with knowing your purpose, know where you've came from, channeling into the moment, to channel into something higher, where it's almost like, people say catching the ghost, catching the Holy Spirit. Oh, I forgot what I did in that round. You don't hear poppers talking like this. People don't say that anymore. It's more like, oh, but I was cleaner. I did everything I had to do in my prelim. I did everything I had to do. I did my dime stops. I did my clean hit, Well, how do you know that's everything you're supposed to do in a prelim? When the music is free, why can't you be free? Right? If we're supposed to follow the music, if the music is free, why can't we be free? music is more than tight, controlled sounds, right? Drums sound tight and controlled because you hit it and it snaps, right? But a kick doesn't always do that. Sometimes the kick's open, boom. Bass lines are similar, boom, they drag it. Chords can be airy, vocals can be airy. So music is so open, it's so free, it's so open-minded. Music is telling us to do more than small, controlled, detailed movement. And I'm also not saying that you can't be a dancer that pops if you do small, controlled, detailed movement. But what I am saying is if you're not tuning that into the music, then that's not dancing with your pop. That's popping and dancing and just trying to make it look good, you know? So dancing with a pop would be tuning in musically with those techniques. So music is important. Originality, of course, is important. The spirit of dance, your purpose, your why. Why are you doing this? What are you saying with this solo? What are you saying? What do you want people to feel when you're dancing? You know, like, these are the conversations I wish poppers would have more, you know, and I know I'm kind of going in on this and I haven't really gotten to any questions or anything yet, but I just needed to get some of this off my chest. Is that, like, if we keep treating popping like technique is the most important thing in the dance and have this ballet mentality that technique is more superior over anything else, you know, popping will die. Crumping, and here's the other thing, how will we compete with crumpers? How will we compete with flexors and turfers? How will we compete with these freedom movers, like these people that are so free? And we're here with the perfect technique. We got our foundations right, so we should have won. No, people don't care about that. People don't care about that. They want to see you express. They want to feel something. They want to feel something when you dance. They want to feel how you feel. They want you to bring them into your world. They don't want you to show them that you've practiced, you know, year after year, these drills, and now you finally got it and you're demonstrating how clean you are. What is clean? What is clean? For me, clean is just being clear. If I want to be loose and clean, if I move loose and like a puppet and it's clear that I'm trying to do that, that's still clean because I cleanly expressed an idea. But poppers are acting like small, resistant, controlled movement is the proper technique. It's the only way. And it's just limiting us so much. If music is open, this is what I was getting at earlier when I brought up the music. Music is open, it's tight, it's smooth, it's sharp. So why would good technique be only small, tight, controlled movement? It doesn't make sense. If you want to look like the music, you have to open your body up. If you can't open up your movement and get loose, because the music makes you do that, you're limited. If you can only do small, clean dime stops, you're limited. If you can only do a nice robot, you're limited. And if you can only move loose and open, you're limited, right? It's all about balance. That's what Funk and Focus is all about. Funk is your personal vibe, who you are, what you want to say, what's your purpose. Focus is the techniques, the concepts, the ideas. Put those two together, you get Funk and Focus. You get a balance of expression and movement. And that's what popping's been. That's what popping, boogaloo, it's always been. People have always been dancers that popped. Poppers that dance is a new thing, a new importance of foundation and technique over everything. Look back at how much they were fusing. They were fusing so much. Oakland Boogaloo. Oh, let me put my James Brown with my Dino Rama from the Ray Harryhausen movies, with my creeping, with my robot, with the Motown group steps. And I'll say that that's Boogaloo. And then look at another group. Look at that was the Resurgence. Look at the Messengers. Okay, let me take some Bammin some swooping, some hard dimes, clean, hard robots, zombie, routines and zombie themes. Let me put all that together. Let me call that Boogaloo. Fusion is nothing new. There's no superior new form of we're doing something better than they did before because we're fusing things. No, it's just our time to take the things that are around us now, mix them up, and say this is where the dance is going. And that's totally okay. And like I said in the last episode too, popping for me in 2018 is fusion, but that's nothing new. It's always been fusion. It's always been that. So that felt good. Cheers, everybody. A little hyper on my coffee. That's okay. So we got a little bit, we got questions. Let's take questions, comments. Here's some potential things to talk about. What you feel a dancer that pops versus a popper that dances is. Does groove mean dance? Does groove mean funky? What does dancing with your popping mean to you? Is popping more evolved today than it was, let's say, in the 70s? Do we think that it's more evolved today? I kind of told you guys how I feel about it, but that's just me. Again, this is about dialogue. I'm just sharing how I feel about these things. Some of this stuff irritates me that, should be common sense, for most folks back in the day, you just move your body to the music. There you go. Create something. Learn something from your cousin, your brother. Those are foundations. Those are other techniques. Put it all together. There you go. Now we got people that are so into technique that they're trying to tell people that are expressors, that are movers, and people that, dance with the pop that they're not even poppers. Happened to Rashad. This episode is, shout out to Rashad. This is dedication to Rashad. Rashad was one of the first poppers in the scene that people told him, you're more of a hip hop dancer than a popper. This is what people said. People used to say this in 2008. You're more of a dancer than you are a popper. People used to say that. That was a line. People, like regular people in the scene, like well-known people today were saying that in 2007, 8. You're more of a dancer than a popper. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Well, aren't we dancers? Aren't poppers dancers? I don't get that. And these are some of the same people that are now grooving more and putting hip hop and house dance into their popping. Well, guess what? We're not the only ones, but Urban Artistry Assassins was pushing that forefront, just like we're pushing the strutting forefront, just like I pushed the juking forefront. Rashad pushed the mixing of the styles. I'm telling you. So look, let's get into some questions and comments. I'm gonna go to the Instagram first. All right. Yo, what up? I was going on a rant. That was fun. All right. What up, Mr. Z? Got all the folks, Urban Artistry. Shout out to Joe. Shout out Sarah. Rashad's on here. Leslie. MT Pop, what up? Dime stops. Dime stops are great, but dime stop because the music makes you dime stop. Musicality. Free your mind and your ass will follow. Rashad said it right. That's some parliament right there. Funkadelic. Osama says yes, because I can say that we watch music on your dance, not we hear music and we watch your dance. Yeah, well said. Do you see someone, when you watch someone move, do you watch the music? Do they look like the music? I mean the color of the music, not the beat, not the little sound. Do they look like the color of the song? Do they match the vibe of the song? Not we hear music and we watch your dance, right? A popper that dances. They're just putting movement on top of music for no reason. Let the music drive you. Don't just put it on top because you practice it. Rashad the King. That's right. Been my favorite popper for many years. Falzon, what up? Assassins, Stuttgart, Germany. Clear in expression, speaking a bit out language through musical guidance. All right. Messengers, shout out to the Black Messengers, shout out to Oakland. By the way, guys, people from Oakland are not strutters, they're boogaloos. Strutters are from San Francisco and different places in the Bay, San Jose, different spots, Palo Alto. Rashad, music is the most important element. We just add our cultural influence and creativity to show difference. The groove is in the music, the funk. There it is. Add your cultural influence. What's your culture? Who are you? Where are you from? What music they play when you grew up? What cartoons do you watch when you were a kid? What movies do you like now? You know, what way do you wear your hat? What way do you wear your jacket? What are you trying to say with your dance? You're more of a dancer than you are a popper. I'm telling you, people said that. Rashad says it's a compliment. It's so true. It actually is a compliment because what they're saying is, you can do more than me. That's intimidating. So what I'm going to do is give you a different label so to say you're not what I am. And that's what I don't like about poppers that dance. They make a whole new category as if they're poppers and you're not. Oh man, I'm going to tell this story. I just have to. I'm sorry, I have to tell this story. I'm not going to say his name, but someone from France came up to me at Just Debut and said, Future, why don't you pop anymore? And I just looked at him and was like, fuck are you talking about? He was like, yeah, because like 2007 you were doing straight popping and now, you know, you do like strutting and, you know, tutting and you're not popper. I'm like, dude, I can pop. Like I've been popping for years. Like you think I don't teach that? You think I can't do that? Like I choose to show you what I want to show you. I'm not sitting here. Everybody at this freaking Just Debut it was the prelim day. Everyone in the cipher except for the Bad Dogs and a few other crews were doing Electric Boogaloo style. Shout out Electric Boogaloos. Love it. It's amazing. Keep learning it, people. I wanted to show something different. I wanted to show people something different. And that's a part of what I do. That's what we do in urban artistry, Assassins. We show people different ways to approach the dance. There's so many traditions. There's so many perspectives. So I went in the cypher, I was strutting, I was tutting, I was hitting some juking with my popping, I was gliding, I was hitting all the styles in the book and I was dancing my styles. Dancing my styles, not waving and dancing with it, right? So that can work for other styles too. I wasn't tutting and dancing. No, I was dancing my tuts. I was dancing my wave. So, you know, like he apparently thought I was not a popper anymore. And I took offense to that because I don't like that shit. And I don't like when people especially from different countries, try to tell me what popping is. I don't like that. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to Rashad. Don't try to tell me what popping is because you don't know. You really don't, because it's not one thing. There's a lot of different perspectives on what it is. And if you haven't met more than 15 OGs, you're still limited in your understanding of what the dance is. Listen to all the stories. There's space for everybody in this culture, and there's space to respect all the OGs in this thing. So don't tell me that I'm not popping if you don't know more than me. Because what I did next is I started asking him what he likes. He told me he liked West Coast. I like that West Coast popping style. I'm like, okay, like pop locking, bopping. No, like West Coast, like LA, like, and like gangster style. Fuck is that? I see that bandana on your head. I see that Crip shit. You can't wear that in LA. Like culturally, you can't wear that. Like you'll get fucked up if you go and wear that bandana in LA. It means something there. Hello. It's cultural. It's cultural dance, African American cultural dance. It's not fashion. It's not a fad. Okay, it actually means something. But it's okay. You can be safe over there and do that. That's cool. It's cool you like it. It's cool you respect it, but be aware of what it means to them if you respect it. Anyway, sorry I went on that rant, but I'm a dancer that pops. I don't give a fuck. All right, where was I? I'm going off today. This is kind of fun. If anybody disagrees with me, please feel free to let's talk about it because that's the whole point of the show. I'm just sharing my opinion now, but you guys can tell me if you disagree. Like, I'd love to hear some perspectives. When I think about a popper that dances, I think me. When I look at my big homie True Soul, shout out to him, I feel that he is more of a dancer at his core. Watching him reminds me to be a dancer first. That's awesome. That's what Rashad was for me when I first met him. What up, Basic? Yo. Music first. Music makes us dance. That's right. What up? What up? Got some assassins on here. What up, Mikey? Unreality. So, what have poppers misunderstood or practiced in their dance that created such a big hole in a big chunk of our community? A big hole, a big chunk of our community. I can't remember what you might have been referencing with that one. But misunderstanding of what I'm talking about is people thinking that popping technique is superior to expression, to dancing with your styles. All right, dance with your styles. Don't do the style and demonstrate it on music. Rashad, we put so much focus on steps that we lose focus on how those steps work to music. We should study the musicians just as much as we study the dance. Straight up. People fear what they don't understand, Professor X. That's right. And there's a time frame. People that are innovators and influencers, like what we've been doing, there's about a 5-6 year span of losing battles, of people hating and not liking it until it gets cool, and then everybody wants to do it, and then then they just forget about you, and the people doing it start winning. So, there's about 5-6 years it takes for something people start to understand it. They get acclimated to it. People still aren't acclimated to what Damon's doing. People still don't get what he's doing. It's so advanced. It's so advanced. Musically. When you watch Damon or Rashad, really listen to the music. Really, really listen to every little detail. They're not teaching you they're musical. They're just being musical. Pay attention. Space is the place. Do you think competitions teach people to do more moves than really dance? Yeah, I think the competitions, I don't like how competitions are set up in 1 minute rounds. I think that forces people to kind of like barf out all their movement at once, like just throw everything out that they got and hope and try to build their style around what's the flashiest and what could get the quickest beat freak, what the quickest cheer, the best move, or mostly it's the beat freak now. How many can you beat freak within that minute, And I don't think, why do we have that format? That's another thing. Why do we have that 1 minute format? It's really interesting in competitions because if you think about traditionally battles were done in ciphers, and there was no time limit. But like now we've created an environment where people are trying to, show that they're clean and they have better technique and that they can hit the beat. And that's not being a dancer that pops. That's being a popper that dances. Rashad throwing up the W and never been to LA. Yo, it's crazy. Never been to Cali. What up, Shadows? Yo, Shadows is a dancer that pops. Go check out Shadows. All right, let's go over to the YouTube. Keep commenting, keep sharing things. We got plenty of time. I'm gonna head over to the YouTube right now, see what's going on over here. What up, Mason? Mason Draco says, what if the music that has been popularized in popping is only good for concepts? Do you think it's the music more or the mentality of concepts? Really good question. That's a good question. I'm going to read that one more time because that's really good. What if the music that has been popularized in popping is only good for concepts? Do you think it's the music more or the mentality of concepts? So the music in popping, we have an issue with poppers creating music for poppers, right? That was like back in the day, people weren't creating music for popping. They're creating music for everybody and people pop to that music. right? So when people start to gear the music for poppers, it starts to kind of systemize it in a way where everybody starts moving similar, and you know, and it focuses on certain techniques when we can also create music that focuses on a lot of different techniques. And I think that's one thing we should think about is like dancing to music that is not created by poppers sometimes, right? There's no such thing as popping music. It's not a genre of music. And I know Methods just joined. I know Russ is going to agree with that. There's no such thing as popping music. You know, like there's music that you pop to. There's music you can break to, right? There's music you can house to. So popping music is limiting our growth as movers and as dancers, and it's forcing people to move in certain ways because it makes sense a little bit more to that music, but it's limiting us. So please pop to more different types of music. But the second part of this question is good. Do you think it's the music more or the mentality of concepts? Okay, let's talk about the mentality of concepts. Okay, concept. What is a concept? It's an idea. Okay, so everybody has ideas. Okay, now we're dancing to music, so we have to put it to the music. Put your idea to the music. Okay, concepts from your brain have nothing to do with the music and being in the moment at all. Right? It's just something in your head. If you're dancing from your head, the mentality of concepts, you're going to be demonstrating movement over music, which is the popper that dances, not the dancer that pops. I do think it's a mentality thing. I do think it's a mentality thing because even on the popper music, I'm not doing concepts. I'm trying to get as funky as possible and let the music create something new. When you see me doing even things that I have in my system, it's coming out in different ways every time because of the rhythm and the vibe and things that I put on it, you know, the way that I make it feel. So I'm not dancing from ideas. I'm dancing, you know, from how the music makes me feel, and I let that create the concepts. Rashad says it's both the music and the concepts. That's true. Yeah, it's both. That is the answer to that question. It's both. But I really think concepts are okay, but people, okay, here's another thing. People that dance from technique and from like, oh, this is the proper foundation, this is the cleanest way, or these are cool concepts, are usually people that cannot get funky. They're people that cannot just groove and move and just be funk heads and express and emotional and let emotion and let people feel your spirit. When you don't know how to do that, what do? You rely on concepts and you rely on foundation and you rely on technique. I said it. Don't be mad at me. It's true though. Mason Dracos, most popular music nowadays isn't really funky and doesn't really get you to want to move. Maybe it's just me. Yep, that's right. All right, let's go back to Instagram. Something's happening. I don't know what, but we're gonna find out. Rashad says popping music sucks. All the soul has been taken out. Just beats and no dope ass bass lines to ride. Right. No soul. Just beats, no dope bass lines. Rashad's always moving on bass lines. It's what carries. Rashad always talks about bass lines carrying, being the kind of the glue for all the sounds, you know? And if we don't have bass lines to carry the movement, to create the flow, people are just hitting beats, you know? And it's really predictable, it's really boring, it's really dry. And a lot of that music is really dry, you know? No soul, it's just dry. What up, Methods? Urban Artistry DC, no such thing as popping music, right? And another thing I was going to say is that this whole concept, dancers that pop and poppers that dance, can work for every style. Like, there's dancers that do hip hop and there's hip hop dancers that dance, right? You know there's some overly technicalized hip hop dancers. And we got plenty of people like that in popping, you know? Same thing for breaking. People that are overly technical, that are taking that side of it way too seriously. And people keep giving those people the worst advice. They keep telling them, Oh, work on your dime stops. Oh, work on your hit. Hit the beat more. You know, all these generic, non-helpful things that people are telling these people that need someone to be like, hey, like, here's where you're strong. These things you can work on, but don't keep giving people more technique after more technique. That's not the solution. Who that's like really amazing in popping is amazing because they have the most technique. No, you feel people's spirit. People have special spirits. That's why we like them. People love Angel because of her spirit. You know, people love a lot of different poppers because of their spirit. It's not about having so much technique. And even look at the OGs. How much technique do they really have? Some of them have 3-4 moves that they do to perfection, quality. They do those moves to perfection. And you know, that's all they need. Why do we need more? Why do I need to add more dime stops to my style when I could work on listening to music better, you know, understanding music better, learning about musicians, you know, learning how to present my movement, learning delivery methods of movement, you know, how to analyze what I'm doing when I watch my footage. Can't give away too many secrets, but if you guys, just quick shout out, Funk and Focus online classes, hit up Rashad or myself if you are interested. Mikey says, when you talk about dance for most people, it's hard to put the small moves together with the foundation. Hard to put small moves together. Yeah, small. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, small basics, connecting them, transitioning them well. You know, mixing things in and out of the foundation, kind of making it your own. I believe he's saying, twisting it up in your own way, little foundational things. You know, the little things. And that's the small moves. I think I know what he's talking about. Small details, small twists to certain foundations that make it so new, right? Evolution comes from the small changes, and it's a way to personalize it. It could be the littlest thing. Personalize it, and it changes it, and it can connect it to the next thing. Rashad, concepts are incomplete. Show me what you worked on and how that fits the music. Yeah, there you go. Another perfect way, perfect question to ask someone that's trying to learn more. Show me what you worked on. How does that fit to the music? If you've only worked on something, you're only working on the first half. If you're only working on the technique, whether it's a fixed point or it's a dime stop, right? Beautiful, clean, wonderful. But now, how does it fit to the music? What song does that go to? What genre does that go well to? Which sounds does that work with? How does it fit the music? How does that style work on music? Let's see that. That's the next question, you know? And that's, oh, so annoying when people are like, oh, I did everything I needed to do. I don't know why I didn't make it through the prelude. I had to clean the stop and the hits. And it's like, you're not dancing to the music at all. One guy told me that he did his gorilla. One guy was like, I did my gorilla. I did my gorilla, and you know, it nobody else did the gorilla, and I was more of an individual than them. And you know, he had some dope moments in there, but it was a focus on so much on this character that he was not really dancing to what he was hearing, because his mind was so focused on a certain character, a certain type of move that he's gonna do, that he wasn't connecting in, you know. So I tried to explain that to him. Basic, express emotion. That's right. If you guys haven't seen Basic, go check her out. She's super dope, really talented young lady, doing good things. Unreality DC, who are some good examples in your opinion around the world of dancers that pop? Europe, Asia, etc. Dancers that people in those areas can look into their scene. Nice. Good question. Okay, dancers that pop. Rashad, Monster Pop, Green Tech, Frantic, MT Pop, Waleed, Frank Boogie, Aki, Jazzy J, Disco Dave, pretty much all the OGs are dancers that pop to me because they're expressing first and they have quality movement. Okay, most the OGs you're gonna find are doing that. Bruce, Regis, um, yeah. Who else? Damon, Thomas, yeah. So many. Um, who else is there? Try to think of some more later. But yeah, I like the guy in I don't know where he's from. Art Show. He's dope too. He's really dope. Um, yeah, you're looking for people that you feel what they do, and then they're using popping movements. You know, people that are really musical, really like in the moment, and they're using popping movement to enhance their dancing. Sykes, what up? That's the best to dance to. Producers are musicians that don't make the music for poppers. Innovate. Yep. Methods. That's Russell from Assassin's Crew. Evolution comes from small movement. Word. Oh, nice. Rashad has a list for us. Yeah, okay. Rashad's list. Danny Francis, Angel, Flat Top, JG, yeah, Waleed, Icy, Cynthia, Ross from Montreal, T Flex, Diana, badass dancers. Oh, Inksy from Sweden. Yachted, Razzle Dazzle, Sweden. Sven, rest in peace. Haha, the gorilla laugh mouse. I'm dying. Yeah, I'm not kidding. It's a real thing. You did as gorilla. You got mad at me. I didn't, didn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. Didn't go to the music. Robot dance is awesome. Oh, Diana says Inksy. Yep. You need to get back to your Netherlands roots to understand that gorilla. What the what? I don't even. Mikey says what I try to say is that people put foundation after foundation and not the grooves between. They dance like a machine gun, no air in between. Right. What about local dancers that pop? I think I listed quite a lot actually from OGs, you know, uh, Shadows down near you guys for sure, you know, John Doe for sure. Um, Trying to think of like some prime examples, but I'm sure I'm leaving some people out. Rashad says some OGs can't dance to save their life, but been around for 30 plus years, so you can't tell them nothing. What about Chinese dancers? So China doesn't have a lot of dancers that pop, in my opinion. They have a lot of poppers that dance. Um, I like oh fuck, I can't remember his name right now. There's, you know, I really don't follow a lot of the Chinese dancers, but there is a couple, but not a lot. I wouldn't say there's a lot. Funk no focus, body talk. That's what Sly Wonder says. The body talk master. Mega concepts. Sensei Poppin' Todd. Sensei Sun Kim from Korea. Sensei Catalyst. Inksy. How can you put some strutting basics videos on YouTube? Oh, can I? Well, again, we have the online courses if you're interested in some strutting basics. We also might have a Funk and Focus forum coming the next year or so where we might have some small tutorials and things through the website. So be on the lookout for that. Neanderthal, not Netherlands. Oh shoot. What up, Miles? When you're in LA, can we get down? We're definitely gonna get down for sure. I might be there in around Christmas time, but I'm not sure. But I'd love to come back and hang out with you, man, for sure. You're doing awesome stuff. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work, man. Mega concepts, true. Chinese poppers are very technical. They rarely move their lower bodies. What is Rashad saying? Lonnie has the strutters room. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So check out the Strutters Room Pop Tarts DVD that's on YouTube. It's about an hour long. He names the things as it goes. It's the best tutorial instructional for strutting online, hands down. It's long. There's a million different styles he's doing. Pop Tart's someone that can do a lot of styles of strutting, a lot of styles of Fillmore. So, you know, you're going to see a lot of different characters, the way he's being musical in different ways, textures, ways of moving. You can learn so much from the Strutters Room. So check out his YouTube, SF Strutter. If you're interested in Oakland, check out Dub CEO. If you're interested in Richmond, check out Ralph Montejo, Plick Plock. They have some sources and some people they can show you. How can I work on my pop? Okay, so this is a part of the problem. Like, no disrespect, but these are the types of questions I'm talking about. That is like a focus on technique. How can we get away from the focus on technique? A dancer that pop would ask a different question. A popper that dances is going to come up and say, how can I work on my dime stop? How can I work on my pop? You know, like we can show you how to do that, right? And that's totally good. That's totally fine. That's a part of the focus in the Funk and Focus. But most poppers are acting as if they're poppers that dance and they want to get a better hit, a better cleaner this, cleaner that. Well, guess what? The dance is becoming boring. We can't compete with crump. We can't compete with flexing. We can't compete with juking. Hip hop dancers smoke all the poppers. How can you be a popper that can compete with b-boys? How can you be a popper that can compete with hip hop dancers, that can compete with a crumper? You better have some rhythm to compete with these crumpers, man. You better have some character. How can we work on that? Let's balance this out. Let's stop working on the things that everybody else is working on. Let's start working on the things that will elevate our dance style, keep it alive, and keep this thing going to the next chapter of greatness. I'm not trying to see pop and die. How do you train your tutting concepts and play with dance with is just making shapes? Okay. So any style, any technique, tutting, waving, whatever, robot, anything. First, find some music you enjoy. Really listen to it. Listen to the song 2 times over before you even get up and move. Enjoy the song. You really like this song. Listen to it in and out. Think about the color of the song, the mood of the song, right? And then try to make your movement look like it feels like the song sounds, okay? You have to get a tap into emotion. You don't have to be loose. You don't have to be groovy to be musical. You could be real tight and restricted, and as long as it's in the pocket of the music, boom, 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 boom. That's not loose. That's real restrictive. But if I put it on sounds and I make it feel heavy, like the bass line, boom, 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 bang, you know, make some sounds with your mouth that you can feel what you're hearing. Sometimes that's why people make sounds, is to feel it, what they're hearing. Okay, so think about that. Make your tuts feel like the music. I know that's pretty general, but that's all I got for you right now. How do you play with your tutting concepts so that you're dancing with it? That's the same thing, my bad. Breeze, what up, Breeze? I feel the lack of going to clubs is what takes away the freedom of just dancing while using popping. Too many peeps are in competition mode and therefore can take away the spirit of the dance. Totally, totally true. And I feel like competition scene killed the club scene, you know? What do they say? Video killed the radio star. And then now it's like competitions killed the clubs, you know? Like, so we're missing people going out to enjoy music, to enjoy each other's company, to dance together, to create on the spot. That's the fun. That's the freedom. It's taking away the freedom is what he's saying. Competition mode, if you're training for 1-minute rounds, you're limiting yourself. It's the bottom line. You're training for 1-minute round to look as dope as you can in 1 minute. No. There's no longevity in that. Spirit of the dance, man. I'm gonna do a whole episode on spirit of dance soon because this is like ridiculous. Are there any particular things that you look for when judging jams popping in all styles? Yeah, I'll give you 5 things, but I won't explain it too much. Foundation, innovation, musicality, presence, and let's see, foundation, innovation. General body movement, general movement principle. So foundation is not I'm not rating everybody just on that one thing of foundation. No. If you stand in one spot and hit and have clean dime stops, no, it's not enough. And if that is enough, I don't want to pop anymore. If that's enough for you guys, I don't even want to be a part of that. I'm gonna go somewhere else and do something different. Good to see you. What's your opinion on popping battle? Like, it's important to pop on snare, or it's okay if we're not using pop technique, only doing boogaloo or any other style? Just if you're truly dancing to the music, the drums are going to tighten your body, the bass lines are going to loosen your body, and you put some popping foundations in there if you enjoy moving like that. I'm looking for the better dancer. I'm not looking for the better hitter. I'm not looking for the better hitter. I want to see who can dance. I want to see who can dance with their pop. I want to see who can dance with their tutting technique, who can dance with their waves. How do you make that, all of those styles look like the music? How do you do that? Is it an issue that a lot of young dancers get into the dance initially by getting wowed? The illusion draws people in. I've met a lot of dancers that get turned off when it gets deeper than illusion. It is. That is an issue because those are people that, and I'm not saying there's something wrong to start like that because we all started like that. Tell me someone that didn't start like that with popping. But the truth is, like, dance is expression, and these are cultural dances, African American cultural dances that have evolved into multicultural dances. So if you're not hip to that, if you're not about that, like, you're not going to go very far in popping. You have a lot to learn. And if people get turned off by that, then maybe it's not for them. It might not be for them. And if you just are stuck in the illusion world, guess what? You're a popper that dances, and that's limiting. What's your favorite battle format? Cypher. Book of Styles, Cypher style. So I love Jack of all trades, of course, the brother, Monster Pop. So this event's similar to ours, the Book of Styles, which is about being able to dance all of your styles. Not do one style and mix the others in, right? Which is what everybody does. They either do electric boogaloo and pepper in other styles, or they do like animation style and then pepper in other styles. I'm talking about dance every one of those styles. If you can do that, you're a badass if you can do that. So Jack of all trades is dope, but Cypher style. We've been doing this for years. Abyss started the Cypher format thing so long ago. Other people were doing it too, but it was one of the earliest ones for sure that I know of. And 1 hour, they made it 1 hour, house dance battle, one Cypher, 10 people, that's it. You know who the better dancer is by the end of that. What up, Batala? You're welcome, man. Hope to link with you soon. Mega Concepts, dance is all about being in a social circle. Dancing at the club is listening to music and dance with different people, not just dancers too. Totally. Love it. Graphic, so you want to see a well-rounded dancer. Yes. That applies popping techniques. Yes. For saying a dancer that is fundamentalist with popping, yes. Praise the Lord, yes. So much more fun to watch, so much more interesting, so much more expressive. So much more in the moment, so much more musical that way, right? That, what you just wrote right there is a dancer that pops versus a popper that dances. You just totally just defined it right there perfectly. Daniel the Letter, how did you begin to differentiate your different styles and be able to grow yourself in every one of those styles all at once? I find if I level up in one area, I find myself lacking in others. Yeah, that's a process, Take it like this, just think about it like this. You got different styles. Take a little bit of time for this one. Like, all right, not, oh, now I'm starting to feel this one a little bit. Bring that one up there. Take this one. Oh, really got into that one this month. Boom. All right, let me get back to this first one again. I really love that thing. Catch it up with that. Oh man, I'm feeling really good with these two styles. Let me get back to my robot. I gotta get that back in there. Boom, boom, boom. Now you got three styles all the way at the top. You got three strong styles. All right, shoot, I think I should do another fourth style. I think I'm ready. You know, I've kind of plateaued with these. I feel good. All right, let's go into strutting. All right, let me bring that up. Oh, I only got it to there. Okay, let's bring one of these up. All right, now I'm gonna get strutting all the way up. You know, do what you're having fun with. You know, do the styles that you're enjoying, and just enjoy that there's so many things you can do. But don't get overwhelmed by that. Don't get overwhelmed that there's so many styles you can't choose. Take one. When you get bored of it a little bit, take a second. Now you got two. Build those up. Take a third. Build those up. Stick with those for half a year, a whole year. Why not? Make that your thing. People know me as a tutter, guy that does crazy ground moves, footwork, glides. That's cool, but guess what? I'm gonna bring my robot right here. I'm gonna bring my strutting right here. I'm gonna bring all of it. Over the years, it goes like this. All the things. Keep going up. Rashad says there's no rush. Enjoy this dance and be three-dimensional. There it is. Fuck sleep, knowledge first. What up? How can I find my own approach of dancing? Whew, man. Let me see how much time I have. Just got a few minutes left. Okay. End this thing out soon. But man, that's a question for you to think about, of like, you know, what feels right. You know, where are you from? How'd you grow up? What music? How do you interpret the funk music? How do you interpret the freedom of the dance? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say with your dance? What's your purpose, you know? What styles do you like? Push on those. What's nobody doing sometimes? What's nobody working on right now? Oh, I'm gonna get really good at that because nobody's doing that. Then you become this original person doing something different. Whoa, he's mixing hip hop with his popping? Never seen that. Little by little though, patience. Take your time with that. That can take time. Sometimes it's okay to, you know, imitate a bit to recreate. And I had to go through that same process myself. All right, we're gonna be ending Instagram in about 2-3 minutes, and we're gonna move over to the YouTube. So try to take this last question. Sykes, how would you judge a battle after seeing an animator who's beat killing rapid fire his material get the crowd shocked against a dancer who's taking up floor and rocking the crowd? How would you judge a battle after beat killing rapid fire? Well, it has to do with who was the better expressor, you know, of the music, and who demonstrated they knew more. Also in the battle, it can be about who responded and showed, hey, I can do that a little bit better than you. The crowd shouldn't be a factor, shouldn't be a huge factor. Sometimes getting them engaged is good, but here you said both did that in some way. So that's not a factor here because they both did that. So it's like who interpreted the music better and who could dance with more things, who had more, who said, hey, I got this like you and I got this thing over here, you know. Killing the beat isn't a horrible thing, but if the person just killed the beat and didn't like flow and didn't do much more than that, that can be tough. All right, so we're gonna move this thing over. Thank you guys for joining on the Instagram. Again, every Sunday we're gonna do this. Thanks for all the comments, and join the Funk and Focus YouTube. We're gonna keep it going a little bit longer. Assassins, Urban Artistry, Funk and Focus. All right, where are we at, YouTube? All right, here we go. Let's keep this thing going. We got 10 more minutes max. I don't know if it's related, but I think dancing to the music really well can be a very emotional thing. Yep, and teaching somebody to be emotional or explain to them what that feels like isn't easy. That is the problem. That's the biggest problem, is people don't know how to express emotion, but they can learn technique, so it's easier. How do you do that? You bring them to clubs, you make them dance on different types of music, you ask them questions about what type of music do they really love, you know, what type of music do they really enjoy, what would they like dancing to today, you know. Put them in environments where they feel good, where they're like excited about something. Oh, I love G-Funk. Oh, that's my song. What's your song right now? Let me see you move on that. Watch the little emotional things come out, you know. I was watching uh, there's a friend of mine, Tisa, in Memphis. Her son, man, he moves so emotional, and it's because he was listening to his music that his generation listens to, you know. And he was popping and juking and mixing everything together, and it was just so beautiful to see him dancing, not on the music we like, it's a little bit older than his generation, but his generation's music, and how emotional he got, you know. And he just let it all out, and he was creating things on the spot. It was so dope, so beautiful. Can you tap dance right now? And I was wondering, no, I don't tap dance. I learned a little bit. I've learned a little bit of buck dance, flat footing, a little bit of tap dance. But I don't consider myself a tap dancer. But you know, I am heavy on footwork as a mover in all my styles. I'm a big footwork fan, and I mix all kinds of footwork into my popping, into my dancing. You can check it out on any video. Just look it up. Mason Draco. So if you're teaching someone, we know that we mostly get into the dance by the look first, then we continue further by expressing ourselves through that technique. How do you balance teaching expression versus technique? Yeah. You know, you look at where someone's at. Look at where they're at and say, where do I feel they are heavy? And bring up the other end. If they're expression heavy, okay, let's clean this up a little bit, you know. Let's add some things that kind of tidy it up a bit. Techniques. If they're technique heavy, man, we got to get them more in it, more in the music. Find what you feel is a healthy balance for that person, you know. And you know, encourage them to find balance too. Tell them about this. Tell them about expression versus technique. Explain that in words, you know. Don't just show them moves. Explain, this is a thing. You need funk in focus. You need both, you know, and you can start to build that way. But yeah, I mean, funk and focus online courses. Hit up Rashad or myself. We're always teaching all the time when we're not traveling. We have the online courses. We do teach different teachers around the world. We also, you know, we talk more about these types of questions and that. We also break styles down, break history down. Video research. We do all kinds of things. Help people build personal styles. We do a lot of different types of things in the on the online classes. So I think I'm gonna end this one here. This was a great episode. Appreciate you guys. Remember, every Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, follow Urban Artistry DC on Instagram, Funk and Focus on Instagram. We'll be going live, Funk and Focus, YouTube, Future Assassins Instagram. Peace out, y'all.